Hello and welcome to Science. Today we're going to be having a look at gravity. Now in an everyday sense, gravity is just the force that makes things fall down to the ground. But we're going to have a look at it in a bit more detail. So, a really important point in science is to use the correct terminology. And in this case, the difference between weight and mass is really important. Now, everyday language, we kind of use weight and mass interchangeably, but in science they have a very specific meaning. Mass is the amount of stuff that is in something. So the mass of a human might be 70 kilograms, for example. And that 70 kilograms is the same whether you're on Earth or the moon or floating around in space. There's the same amount of atoms in you, there's the same amount of stuff there. The weight of the person, however, will change depending on the force of gravity pulling on that mass. So on Earth, the force of gravity is roughly equal to 10. So the 70 kilogram person would actually weigh 700 newtons. Whereas on the moon, where gravity is a lot weaker, as about 1.6, that 70 kilogram person would weigh about 112 newtons. So why is this? Well, the moon is a lot smaller than the Earth. And not only is it smaller, there's less stuff in it, there's less mass in there. So because the Earth, therefore, must be more massive, have more mass in it, there is a relationship between the amount of mass and the force of gravity. That relationship can be seen here, where a big mass and a small mass are close but not touching. The big mass will pull the small mass towards it because of the force of gravity. Increase the size of the mass and the size of the gravitational force gets bigger. Now we're talking about the overall force here. So in terms of our solar system, the most massive objects, the one with the biggest mass, will have the most gravitational pull. So in our solar system, that'll be the sun. The bigger the planet, generally the more mass it's got, so they will also have larger gravitational attractions. The smaller the body, the less gravity will be, which means that when we go back to our original thing of our 70 kilogram person on Earth, where gravity is pretty strong, they will have a weight of 700 newtons, whereas on the moon it'll be 112 newtons because gravity is a lot weaker on the moon because the moon is less massive. So the take-home message from gravity is that it is all to do with mass. The bigger the mass of the object, the more it pulls other objects towards it. And that's what gravity is. Cheers.